This is going to be fun. It's great to see you both again.
You too. How's it going?
Great, man. How did this come together? I've read that you really wanted to work with Charlize.
I did.
And so walk me through that process.
It's a script that we'd been developing. I think it first came to our company maybe 8 years ago or something like that. And I was like, the script needs a lot of work. But the truth is, I think Charlize Theron is probably the only person that we should try to make this movie with. So we worked on it for a few years and then brought it to her company as producers and asked if they would partner with us and work on it for as many more years as we thought we needed to in order to make it something we were both really excited about. And that's exactly what happened.
Tell me what you love about this script and this story. Can I just tell you, for me, it's a different type of rom-com.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good combination of something that feels modern and contemporary, but also a nice throwback to the nostalgia of those old, great romantic comedies. And I love that, like, everybody was really celebrating that instead of, like, running away from that.
Yeah.
There's, like, real romance about this film that I really liked, and I felt like it felt like a real relationship to me. It felt like something that felt of this day and that I felt like women and men could connect with.
Do you both really know the words to Roxette? I'm not going to make you sing it.
Yes.
Must have been love.
Yeah.
Because, really.
We didn't have to learn that. No, that just happened.
Because as the scene was developing, I know it's a movie and there's reshoots and all. I'm like, I wonder if they're going to deliver.
I had my first heartbreak.
To that song.
Not to that song, but I worked through it with that song. Yes,
was a tool.
on a tape deck that my mom, I think, she was praying for it to burn out. I played that tape that much. Yes.
It's a really good song.
Tell me why it is a great song. When I heard, I'm like, dang, I think I'm going to go jam it, but with headphones.
Yeah.
Because you don't walk down the street playing that song. People
We play it twice, I think.
Yeah.
in the movie.
I can't get enough of it.
People point and laugh. Tell me why we need this movie right now.
I think any good movie that delivers on what it promises is something that is good and nice and worth seeing. I think it's a movie that's born of now, which I think is nice, but I think it's also not alienating or controversial. I think anyone will watch it and recognize the world they live in the film in a way that I think everyone will enjoy. And it's just really funny, and it's fun to watch in a movie theater full of people because it's not that often you get to sit in a room full of hundreds of people laughing really hard.
My man, good to see you again.
Good to see you,
Can
man.
I tell you how excited I am about you in this movie? That it's the variety of roles that you're doing. I'm very impressed, my friend.
Thank you. You know, I just wanted to make sure that I made a name for myself in this business. Every role that I chose after Straight Outta Compton was just to show my range of versatility and show people I'm here to stay. You better get used to me.
I love it. I love it. The comedic side. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, O'Shea.
All
That's-
things.
That's what I love. Your character is Seth's best friend.
Yeah.
Giving life advice.
Yeah.
Are you like that in person? Like in real life? Really?
Yeah, it's my group of friends, Chris, Roman, Nate, Pasha. It's all about making sure that we build each other up. Shout out to the Mikes. I got like 4 friends named Mike, so I call them the Mikes. But it's just about you want to surround yourself with a group of people that want to see you do your best no matter what it is. And it's not about what they gain from it, but it's about no, I care about this person and he needs to know that he's the man. And I definitely got a crew of friends that do that.
I was going to ask what your guide, what your motto would be, and you just gave it to me. I love that. What was it like working with this cast?
It was great. It's star-studded.
It is.
When I saw that I had an opportunity to work with Seth and Charlize, and then, by the way, Andy Serkis is in it. Like, how could you not you foam at the mouth for a role like that? And nothing weird happens to me, so that's great.
As you know, I know your dad really well.
Yeah.
And so I've known you for many, many years. And watching you grow has just been incredible for me as a viewer and as a personal friend. How does it feel for you to the growth within acting?
Yeah, it's definitely a process. It's something that I strategize to show the type of person that I am, the roles that I choose. I never want to do anything that I wouldn't go see myself. It's just about making a name for myself, and I know the best way to do that is just to further this acting career and to be able to get into a position to open doors and open opportunities for others once I get to the top. When you have your dad and that you're following in his footsteps, but he's still working. It's like climbing a mountain and you look up and the guy's still building the mountain. But it's just all about furthering this name and making a name for myself.
What can you tell? I'm going to see you at Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
But what can you tell us? Anything? A little tease?
Godzilla 2 King of the Monsters is the best Godzilla movie ever made. And it's not even close.
Dude, I can't wait. I'm so excited about that. All right, 2 things. Do me a favor. Number 1, tell your dad I said hi.
Got you.
And number 2, please keep doing this variety of roles that you're doing, man.
I got you.
Because I feel that I love what I'm seeing.
Thank you, dude.
You're the man.
Appreciate it.
All right,
I'm
brother,
trying
good
to
to see
be.
you. I used to know this kid when I'd go to his dad. I worked at Power 106 here in LA. And I'd go to his dad's house to listen to music, and he'd be running around the house.
Yep.
Dude, I have been wanting to talk to you since Meet the Patels.
Wow.
Bro, I freaking love that movie.
Oh, thank you, man.
I watched
appreciate it.
I watched it with my mom.
Oh my God. What ethnicity are you guys?
Latino, Morales.
Okay, yeah, Morales. So you identified with
It's
it a
the
little.
same thing.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'm watching the movie and I look, Mom? And she's like, whatever. But anyway, great job on that.
Oh,
man.
thanks, man. Dude, nothing fills me up than when someone gets excited about that movie or if it affected. I mean, it's just, my sister and I spent like 5.5 years making that movie and didn't even know that anyone would ever watch it, much less that it would have like, it would be liked.
Yeah.
It's an awesome feeling.
Let me ask you about, and then we'll get to Long Shot, I promise.
Sure.
But what did your family think about that movie?
You know what? While we were making it, they're like, our loser Indian kids are now trying to make this movie, which probably isn't a movie. And then it came out and it like explodes. And all of a sudden my parents are like so proud of this movie and they're like stars now. And they are taking acting classes. And Dad's on Twitter. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I love hearing that. Tell me how this role found its way to you.
Through my agents.
Okay, well, that's pretty honest.
I got asked. I actually auditioned for it, and I didn't know what it was. Like,
Right.
I had just had a lot of other stuff that day, and I didn't even look at the audition scene. Like, I went in, I kind of looked at it, and I played around, and then I left. And then a few weeks later, or maybe a couple weeks later, I got a call that they wanted me for, and they were telling me, they're like, yeah, Seth Rogen, Charlize, and I go, what are you talking about? And I didn't know that this was going to be such a big, and by the way, amazing movie.
Yeah, it
so
is.
I'm really lucky. Glad I didn't mess it up.
You didn't. You're perfect. There's a couple of scenes in it,
Thanks,
and
man.
I'm not going to ruin anything. But there's one in particular where you're walking out of behind from a closed door.
Yep, that's a
Dude,
great scene.
How did you? Yeah, how did you get through that with a straight face?
We didn't. We did it a million times. There was so much improv. That was fun, man. It was probably my favorite scene, obviously for me at least in the movie.
Would you be a real good scheduler in real life? Because that's who your character is.
No, horrible.
Really?
I'm one of the worst.
Okay.
I'm one of the worst. I have none of the kind of genetic inevitabilities of being Indian. None of them came to me. I don't have any of it. I have an assistant and I have a wife, and if it weren't for them, nothing would ever happen for me.
My friend, I want to see more. And again, great talking with you. Ever since I knew when I saw I was talking with you, like, first thing I got to mention.
Oh, dude, that means a lot, man.
Dude, seriously, great
Thanks,
to see you,
man.
brother. Nice to meet you. You were just
too.
in Austin, Texas.
Great.
Down the road from us. South by Southwest. Was it fun? Did you have a good time?
I had an unbelievable experience. I was just saying, the South by audience is so, and the Austin audience, and maybe it's Texas in general, but they're such smart movie viewers, and especially with comedy, they just get it and are so ahead of the jokes. So I think for a movie to do really well at South by, and for comedy to really kill there, means that it's going to succeed everywhere else.
Yay! You're the new ambassador for Texas. I love
Absolutely.
it. But it did really well.
Yes.
And I agree with the sentiments that everybody said. It's funny, which leads me to my next question. What makes this a different type of rom-com?
Oh gosh, well I think it's just such a modern take on the rom-com, and I think that, certainly the political landscape and how current that feels, especially in the climate we're all in right now, where it's so polarized. I think to walk that line and to actually make it funny.
Yeah.
It just it feels so fresh to me. And of course, Charlize's performance is so incredible and I think so unexpected. But she plays everything, because she's such a brilliant actress, everything's so real and therefore so much funnier.
Tell me what a typical day on the set was like. Because there's some scenes in this, I'm like, oh my gosh, they went there. Which now you have to see it.
Yes.
But tell me what a typical day was like. I mean, this is an incredible cast, you included.
Thank you. The set was really so much fun, but I also think that when you're working with the surprising thing about working with Seth is, of course, he's so funny. Of course, he's got a lovely energy, but he's also such a hard worker. And so, yes, it's fun. And yes, it's thrilling and everybody's having a good time because we're doing comedy and making jokes. At the same time, there's also, a ton of people who want it to be great. And he's working on his own lines, but also helping you with yours. And then also working on the scene that we're going to do after this. And then at lunch, working on his next movie. So there's definitely it's so much fun, but it's also, it was amazing for me to see just how much everybody cares about it being funny.
I love your podcast.
Thank you.
It's awesome. How do you choose the films that you...
A man named Paul Scheer does. I do not. I
Really?
have nothing to do. No, yes. I don't know half of them. I mean, if you listen, I don't remember half that we've done. So I have no, I'm certainly not the person who chooses them. I just am forced to watch them under duress, really, and then I show up.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Did you get to do any improv for this particular film?
Oh, yeah, tons. I mean, so the way that Seth works and Jonathan Levine and Seth's whole team is you really find what's so funny about the script and get that, and then you can play and surprise each other and just find something else, which I love and was so much fun, and so much of that is in the movie.
I'm sorry, I just walked in the room and my favorite director today just said something. What did you say? Repeat that
I
for
said,
me.
how about them Astros? I'm a Mets fan, so, but look, I think they might be one of the best teams in the history of baseball, right? They're really good.
Dude, I may start crying and then we're done.
Dude, thank you for that. All right, well, thanks for your time.
Yeah, no. They're saying that we have a shot of doing it again this year.
Yeah,
But,
of course.
it's just so early, but they look great. Everybody's firing on all cylinders.
Really
so
good.
There's sports, traffic, and weather coming up next. I'm kidding. Dude, speaking of Texas, great job at South by Southwest.
Oh, thank you very much.
I
Yeah.
mean, the reviews were great. Did you have fun down
We
there?
had a blast down there, and I shot my first movie there, so I just love Austin, and I love the people, and I love the South by Southwest audience is unlike any other audience in the world. So it's a very warm room to walk into, but they seem to really enjoy the film.
This is kind of a different rom-com type movie in that the roles are flipped.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we jokingly say in the movie that it's Pretty Woman in reverse because Seth is Julia Roberts and Charlize is Richard Gere, and Seth is the one who gets to kind of have all his dreams come true and live that fairy tale life. We did kind of try to flip it a little bit.
It's kind of a different look for Charlize and Seth. He's just a funny guy, and we're going to get to your relationship with him in a minute. But what kind of guidance did you give them? Because Charlize really, as far as comedy goes, she nailed this role.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think I really went and said anything to her specifically. I think she just sort of started to see the way things were working and the way we like to work, which is we like to try a bunch of different things. It's very free on set. It's very different than I would imagine a dramatic set would be. And I think she just loved it. I mean, what's amazing about her is she never does the same thing twice, and she always embraces a challenge. I think she saw this as a challenge. But I also think that she really kind of genuinely liked the way we do it, which is like everything is you're always rigorously reworking everything until it's as funny and real and good as possible.
You've worked with Seth before. Here's
Yes.
the Seth question. Give us a fun fact that we may not know about him.
A fun fact about Seth that we may not know. He's a very good barbecuer. He's really he loves to grill, and he will cook he'll have a big party for 50 people and he'll grill for everyone. He'll just stand at the grill the whole time.
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
Awesome.